Hi everyone, welcome to the session. I'm Devon, the Chief Judge for the ASTI Feynman Challenge 2023. So today I'm going to bring you to the steps and techniques on how to prepare your presentation videos, right? So let me share my presentation slide, right? So the question is, what is what is Feynman technique? So before we go to the Feynman technique, we have to know who is Feynman first. Richard Feynman. So this challenge is named after one of the most prominent physicists, who is Richard Phillips Feynman, was an American theoretical physicist. So he works mainly on quantum mechanics and particle physics, right? So Feynman received Nobel Prize in physics in 1965. So he's a very prominent a scientist, we can call, and he was listed as uh, one of the influential physicists by the British journal Physics. So Richard Feynman ideas. So what is actually unique about these Feynman ideas? So Feynman opposed rote learning or unthinking memorization. So normally what students will do is they keep on memorizing things they don't understand actually, right? This happens in their normal syllabus education, right? So Feynman, he did not like any teaching methods that emphasize uh, on these functions actually, memorization, which we don't understand, but we try to force ourselves to memorize. So his idea is about clear thinking, clear presentation, which will be making the learning process more easier, and the method of learning is understandable, right? So most of these pure, like if you see mathematical notations, so it does not even appear in many writings in the theoretical physics, right? So in engineering, in business, but how we apply the mathematics concept. So that is the idea where Feynman think, and he bring up the technique called Feynman techniques, right? So I'm going to show you before we go to the techniques. Let us think about this. For example, let us look at the notation equal sign, right? So a very simple say is cow is animal, which is cow is equals to animal. Cat is equals to animal. So cow and cat are animals, right? So if we say this concept to a kid, right, to a kid which is who is learning in the tadika, or in the primary school, they will understand this concept as, oh, these are animals. And does that mean cow equals to animal? I mean, cow equals to cat? So the answer is definitely no. So if we use the concept where uh, these are animals, but cow and cat, they have different futures, right? So the saying is cow equals to cat is wrong, because cow has different features and cat has a different feature. So, so it is easy to make many mistakes like this when we focus our learning on the notation and not on what the notation actually mean. So that is actually the idea of Feynman. So next is we are going to see how Feynman techniques can be applied in your presentations, or are you going to develop your experimental model later, or are you going to show any a simple learning method, learning techniques? So Feynman technique is claimed by many to be the best way to learn anything. So this can be applied in many field. It can be science, it can be maths, it can be biology, physics, chemistry. So that's why we focus on from primary school, secondary school, so and even tertiary education. So this is applicable to many of these fields. So there are four simple steps to the Feynman learning technique. The first is choose a concept you want to learn about. So the concept is very important. When you choose a concept, you will find ideas on how to to bring this into a, a project or method of learning. Second is pretend you are teaching it to your young student. As simple as that. As simple as that. If you have brothers and sisters at your home, so how you teach, you learn something in your school, and how you teach to them. So they might not understand what is actually the theoretical things, but the easy way you show them is making them to understand it. So that is what we call the teaching tool that you have invented, which is you present to them, you show them the idea, you explain them uh, to the layman terms that they can understand, right? So the third one is actually identifying the gap. So identify the gap in your explanation. When you explain, you find that this explanation doesn't work, right? Maybe I need to find something else to tell them in a very simple way. You go and find some source of materials. You go and find some. You search in the internet. So how to explain this in a simple term, right? So that is why you need to find, oh, what makes this learning very difficult? What makes this concept to understand is very difficult, right? So that the fourth one is review and simplify your explanation. That's very important. You have to simplify that into a very understandable explanation, right? So next we go to the steps in the Feynman technique. First, research about the desired topic. So you have to do research. You have to go and find uh, your topic of interest and try to teach it to someone in a way that you want to teach it in a simple way, right? And the third one, fill in the holes in your knowledge, right? So you think that the same says that uh, you find that, oh, I need to have this idea to explain the concept to these people. So try to make yourself with the knowledge, go in search, go and read, right? And the fourth one is review what you learn and make your teaching easier to understand. After you search at any of this information, try to make it into a, 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 a simple understandable things or methods that I can present to uh, anyone. So this makes into innovation and invention. So keep in mind that in AFC competition, we are not only focusing on the concepts, we are not only focusing on the methods you are going to show us, but actually we are more interested in knowing how innovative, how the method is going to be an invention, right? So that is the emphasis on this technique actually, right? So for example, um, let's say how objects float and sink in the water, right? So this is a very a simple idea that any of us easily understand, right? But if you want to show this to a primary school kid which is 7 years old, uh, how you will explain this, how objects float and sink in the water? So try to teach them, explain by simple examples and life experience. So you have things in your house, right? Objects like heavy objects, metal, glass, stone, they will sink. Lighter objects float, example, wood, plastic, and oil. So these are the things that you use as a tool to explain to them actually, the things that you use. So, and we make a assumption that, oh, weight influence this, right? Weight are going to influence this. So heavier, lighter weight, right? So next, fill in the holes in your knowledge. Means find out the concept that you learn. What is the concept you learn? Every object have density. Actually, behind this concept, weight, there is a concept called density. So every objects have density. Density is equals to mass per volume. So we are going, actually, we are going in detail about a simple term which is an object float and sink, moving forward to the weight and showing them that, oh, there is a density for all these objects and the density is equals to mass per volume. So higher mass, higher density. That's a concept like we can show them, right? So next, you are going to show this, apply this idea to build your innovative and invention. So how I want to go and apply this to invention. So that is why we are making this as a teaching tool or or innovative products, right? So example for this density concept. So you can bring a simple idea of uh, something you use this concept to make innovation by building a portable and foldable life jacket for kids, right? So this is an innovation. So this is an innovation that you bring from the concept of density, which is an object can float and sink in the water. And you use the concept of volume and mass in your innovation. So make sure whenever you choose a topic, try to make a, a concept behind this. Find the concept behind this. Go and do research, study on this, and find an innovation. Bring up with a simple innovation is enough. So we don't want like very complex innovation. We don't want the student to build like a very big products and show us, oh, this is the high-tech equipments that can work with this innovation. No, you just show simple innovation is enough to show Feynman technique, right? And next is example. Another example is, let's say how food that we eat digests in the body. Maybe we learned this, but uh, we didn't think about this, right? How the food that go into our body. This I think most of the students have difficulty in understanding digestive system. So how to explain this? Explain by simple examples. Like food that we eat consists of different classes like carbohydrate, protein, fat. So carbohydrate is in the bread and cereals, protein in the milk and egg, fat in the meat and oil. So these are very simple products, food products that they eat. But maybe you can show that, oh, these are the food products with this dietary contents, carbohydrate, protein, and fat. So what is the concept learned? Digestive system of humans. Whatever product, whatever food that we eat is going into our body and is digested. So food digests in different part of the body, of course. So how to show this in a concept where uh, students can understand, a normal kid can understand. A normal kid can say that, oh, the carbohydrate that I eat is digested in this part. Protein that I eat is used by the body for this function. How to show this, right? For this, we can apply this idea to build an innovative and invention idea, right? Of course, maybe you are thinking, oh, how to build how to build or how to show this digestive system. You see, this one I take from one of our student in a previous competition. They just clearly show that, and this is a winning project actually, right? So they just show the concept of digestive system and they build a teaching model for human digestive system. You see, it looks simple. They use materials that available in them, right? What are the material they can find easily, and they build this concept actually, right? So this model is actually a teaching tool. We can say it's a teaching tool that can be shown to everyone. When you show like this, oh, this is my body and this is the digestive system, right? It's a very simple term that we can apply, right? Okay, next, what is teaching tool, right? So you can, a teaching tool is any tool, a model, games, or videos that can help or guide the teaching process. So now what I'm doing is presentation. Presentation slides are the teaching tool for the explanations, right? So you are explained by using a concept or a model or something, a technique that you use to explain, right? Learners can understand easily. So when you use teaching tool, learners try to understand easily, and then rather than they have to read by words and memorizing. So that is what we want to emphasize. The project that you build, the explanation that you give, mostly emphasize on something that is simple and can understand, and then can be used by the all of the students, everyone, right? So it's more practical way of learning things, right? It's a more practical and easy way of learning, right? Okay, so some hints before you start to prepare your video presentation video. So uh, try to write a script. Okay, try to write a script. So you do not need to explain the steps. So no need to explain the step. You just in a flow, in a presentation flow, how you explain to your brothers and sisters, how you explain to your father and mother, right? It's like that. And then you develop your project. So just focus on explaining the key scientific concept. That one I said, a concept of density, a concept of digestive system. There are a lot of concepts that you learn in your school or you learn in somewhere actually, right? So you do not even need to mention anything about Richard Feynman. So you don't no need to follow the orderly steps that I showed. No, it's actually the step to guide you to build the project. That's all. So just use that concept to guide to show the concept of Feynman is applied there, actually, right? So as simple as it goes, you can prepare a quality video by using this Feynman technique, right? So I hope this benefits you in preparing your videos, and we wish you the best. And we are expecting more productive and innovative ideas from you guys. And I wish you the best for preparing the videos. Thank you very much.